This is a country-wise direct message from the divine source for the year 2025. These messages come only from the place of stillness and truth, offered through this vessel as guidance. Receive them as frequency, not facts. The United States. The field tightens and unravels old stories of separation. Use the turbulence to remember unity. Hearts must choose courage over fear. Hold steady. Local acts of compassion and honest repair will ripple wider than any headline. China. A pressure toward change asks for humane recalibration, strength. Without softening fractures the inner life of the nation. When leaders and people remember balance, commerce and culture can become vessels for collective healing. India. Ancient codes wake more strongly. The land will pulse with remembrance if people protect sacred lines and the poor are not forgotten. Compassionate governance and community care will stabilize the soil of the nation more than force or rhetoric. Russia. Old entanglements seek release. Pride must find humility so that suffering transforms into new forms of service. If compassion replaces dominance, many can be spared unnecessary loss and rethread their future with dignity. United Kingdom. A call to reweave social trust. Small acts of integrity will heal public fabric faster than grand gestures. Cultivate listening and the quiet voice of responsibility. This will return steadiness to common life. France. Voices must be heard but not weaponized. The artist heart of the nation can lead a tempering of anger into constructive renewal. When cultural truth and daily justice meet, unrest softens into rebuilding. Germany. Hold economic strain like a teaching. Adapt with wisdom, not fear-driven fixes. Long-term care for people will ease the strain. Invest in humane systems that honor work and life, and stability will follow. Canada. Protect the land and the spirit in equal measure. When industry honors nature, the nation's well-being deepens. Local communities holding light for wild places will anchor broader healing. Australia. Listen to the earth and water. When ecosystems are respected, human prosperity and peace flow naturally. Let renewal be practical and rooted. the land will return more than it is asked. Brazil. The river heart of the nation calls for protection, guarding waterways and indigenous wisdom restores balance for all. When reverence replaces extraction, the continent breathes easier. Japan. Quiet resilience will be tested. Keep inner discipline and communal care to transform challenge into graceful adaptation. Innovation flavored by humility will guide a benevolent future. South Korea. Rapid changes, steady hearts. Community cohesion will be the anchor through social shifts. Lead with empathy and practical support. The people's resourcefulness and steady hearts will carry them forward. Japan and South Korea were both addressed. Both are called to humility, adaptation, and community. Mexico. Local resilience and cultural warmth are the nation's medicine. Protect families and small livelihoods to steady the whole. Hands joined in honest work will outshine turmoil and open room for renewal. Turkey. A balancing of identity and openness is required when pride meets compassion. Old wounds will soften. Centering justice and listening across divides will prevent harsher fractures. Iran. Deep longing for dignity must be met with pathways for humane return. Repression only deepens pain. If voices find space, the nation may turn toward creative renewal rather than doubling down on control. Israel. The land aches for true security born of mutual recognition. Short-term force will not bring lasting peace. Let courageous listening begin the course corrections that medicine cannot grant alone. Palestine. The same source call. Peace rooted in justice will heal more than cycles of retribution. Pakistan. Stability arises through care for the vulnerable and truthful leadership rather than the factional gain. When compassion guides decisions, the people's resilience becomes the nation's strength. Ukraine. The wounds are deep. Unity and honest rebuilding will mend more than weapons alone. International support that honors dignity and future life rather than only power will best serve lasting peace. Saudi Arabia. Transformation calls for heart as well as structure. Wealth must be used to nurture people and the land. When generosity and wisdom govern, the region's future brightens more than through control alone. South Africa. Healing requires confronting old inequalities with radical fairness and local empowerment. Community led solutions will bring resilience and dignity back into daily life. Nigeria. Protect the communities, listen to local leaders, and invest in education and land care. This steadies the nation when people feel seen, the storms of unrest calm. Kenya, East Africa. Water, soil, and community care create long-term safety. Tend the land and the people stabilize together. Support for local stewardship beats short-term extraction. Egypt. Guard cultural memory and the Nile's health. When ancient wisdom is honored, modern reuse becomes ethical and sustaining. Balance between heritage and renewal will protect future generations. Greece, the Balkans. Hospitality and steady civic repair ease the old economic and social tensions. Small reforms compound into national steadiness. Center community and the region returns to ease. Argentina. Economic swings ask for grounded, people first policies tending to daily life will repair broader trust. Keep balance between resources and human need, and recovery will follow. Chile, Peru, Andean nations. Protect mountain and water wisdom. When miners and markets respect sacred lines, the continent's health follows. Support indigenous guardianship, and the land will repay care. ASEAN region. Collective brief. Practical cooperation and mutual respect. Yield steady prosperity, avoid dominance games, and invest in shared future. Small nations partnering with health will find safety and growth. Final universal note from source. People and governments are mirrors for one another. When leaders choose humility and care, populations relax and flourish. When systems choose dominance, turbulence rises not as punishment, but as the earth rebalancing itself. The clearest work for every nation is simple. Protect the vulnerable, tend the land, speak truth, and choose compassion in policy and daily life. Once again, receive these lines as frequency, an offering of clarity and heart. May every leader and citizen be touched by the stillness that knows the way. Blessings.